Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. It's me, Sophie, and I am very excited to be doing this video for you guys today. And as you can see, my bookshelf is pretty empty, just a bit, but now I'm surrounded with these books because I am doing an everything I read in 2023. So it's a pretty late video to be doing since it's February already, but you know, it's fine as long as it's not March. But actually, I don't know if these are all the books that I've read in last year because I read a lot of books in school as well. One of the books I have here I read at school, but I decided not to include all of them. But yeah. So let's get started. We have two different sides. By the way, these are not from like January to December. They're all pretty mixed. And you will not see these books in my book reviews. Yeah, I'm going to be showing them to you guys today. Okay, what side do we start? Okay, we're going to start here. First, we have Bad Dad by David Walliams. Okay, so I'm going to try to remember this. So, Bad Dad by David Walliams is, I think, the dad. He drives a car, and that's his like job to like race. But then his dad was like involved with burglars because he was trying to earn money. So he has to like steal money in order to earn money, and his son brings his father justice or something. That's why I think they brought the money back to the vault. And this book is pretty forgettable. Sorry, but I really don't remember much from this, especially since I read it like in mid-March, June, I guess. There. All of these books, by the way, are fiction. Next, Grandpa's Great Escape. So this is the book that made me cry. I will not tell you why because if I do, it will spoil everything. But I will also be showing you my favorites later. But okay, we have Grandpa's Great Escape. So Grandpa was in World War II, like he was like flying the jets, and he still dreams about it. He still wants to do it. But people think Grandpa's a bit crazy, but Grandpa just wants to like fly and go back to World War II. He goes to like a place where old people stay. You know, I really don't know what it's called. But this place may seem like happy and all, but in fact, the people who take care of the old people are actually just putting these old people to sleep. So Jack Bunting, his grandson, decides to help him escape, and the story goes on from there. Story time! So this book, I actually finished this in one night. Yes, guys, I finished this book in one night. Like, I don't know, I think it's good. I like it. Despite being a David Walliams funny book, I like the twist. It's really good. So let me tell you this bit of the story. So Stella, her parents died in a car crash, or maybe they did. So since her parents are dead, her Aunt Alberta, wants to steal her house, her money, and everything. It's a really good story. I think you will like the plot twist. And Aunt Alberta wants to make an owl exhibition with the Saxby Hall, which is this one. Yeah, I like it. I just finished this in a night. It's actually, even though these books seem thick, not really, because the words are like big like that. They're giving Roald Dahl. Oh, another story. So I finished this in a day as well. After I finished this one night, the next day when I woke up, I read this, as in like when I woke up. Like the moment I woke up, this is what I read. Hey, this is a funny book. It's short and it's cute, and it's called Fing by David Walliams. So basically, two parents have a child called Myrtle Meek, and these parents work at a library. So they're basically, like meek people, but their child, Myrtle, is just disagreeable. She she's spoiled, I guess. And her parent, and then there was this one day she wanted a thing. She wanted a thing, so her parents search high and low what it is, and you'll see what happens next. Yeah, you'll see what happens next. Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny. I like it. It's giving like Roald Dahl. You guys already know this if you've been watching my book reviews. You already know this book. It's The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is maybe one of the best books I've read in last year. So the story. So Connor, who's a noble man, searches for boys in an orphanage to impersonate the long lost prince, Jaren, so that there's a prince. He goes to different orphanages, and four other boys. Sage and four other boys try to play prince. If not, they will die. That's basically. I love the plot twist. Really, really good. It's a fantasy fiction. I believe I mentioned it. All of these books are fiction. Another David Williams. David Williams, you are the star of the show. There's this point that I like David Williams. We have The World's Worst Parents. This is nice. It's funny. It's lively, and by David Williams. And there's actually a lot here. So there are a lot of parents. There are a lot of parents here that are like embarrassing. Like there's this one parent here whose feet are smelly. There's one who loves her dogs more than her children and her family. There's this one mom who's a teacher. There's this one mom who's just bragging. There's this one dad who takes all of his kids' toys and plays with them. So it's really funny. I like it. I did not finish this in a day because it's pretty thick. We have Yucky Gooey Stuff, Slime by David Williams. I also pretty much forgot this book. Slime. I don't really remember it that much. All I remember is there's this slime that can like change into different things, like a bird, a helicopter, animals, and even things, I guess. But I really forgot this book. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So next we have Nancy Drew. So I am reading a detective series. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's called The Mystery of the Green Ghost. I'm not sure if you guys know that. We have The Haunted Bridge and The Secret of the Old Clock. Okay, so we have The Secret of the Old Clock is by Carolyn Keene, and book 1. Trying to find out The Secret of the Old Clock, and I really forgot this because I was reading this really like fast-paced reading this. All I remember it's a happy ending. Yeah, Nancy Drew. Haunted Bridge, book 15 by Carolyn Keene. I remember this one a bit more. So Nancy's just like going to find the secret of the haunted bridge because she finds like an item somewhere in the haunted bridge. There. Next, we're going to the good ones. Harry Potter. Okay, so I'm actually wearing a Harry Potter shirt today. Ta-da! Harry Potter fans, hello. Okay, so we already did a book review of 1. It's really nice. So Harry lives in a closet basement, and no, it's a closet in the first floor, and he receives letters from owls. He goes to Hogwarts. Lots of magic. He will make friends. He has a scar on his face. He survived He Who Shall Not Be Named, and I shall not name him. Ta-da! Book 2 is The Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Okay. So I remember Harry is in his second year. He finds this diary. When you write on the diary, it just like says something. Speaks, it like answers. Like this one, the plot twist is actually nice. I like it. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened, okay? The Chamber of Secrets has been opened, and they will find out who opened the Chamber of Secrets, and it's really good. But I like book 3 even more. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is good. I like this. So Harry is in 3rd year at Hogwarts. There's this elf who tells him not to go to Hogwarts because there's danger in Hogwarts, and there's this prisoner of Azkaban that has escaped. Harry Potter is not safe. He's really not safe because Prisoner of Azkaban wants to get him. But yeah, you will love the plot twist in the end. And this animal right here, it's Buckbeak, Hagrid's pet. So Harry Potter, book 1, 2, and 3. First of all, we have book 1. Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, The Bad Beginning, and The Reptile Room. I've done a book review of The Bad Beginning, not yet of The Reptile Room, but this is just about 3 very unfortunate children, the Baudelaires, and they move for this one. They move in with their second cousin, twice removed or something. He's a villain, and he's a villain who plans to steal their fortune. And they move in with their Uncle Monty, and I will not say anything more because I will do a book review of this. But yeah, it's a very short book. It's cute. Their story just continues on from there, from Count Olaf trying to steal their fortune. Next is another David Walliams, our last David Walliams, you guys. Billionaire Boy. Actually, a few pages were pretty much missing, so when you started, you're already on page 19. But I still understood the story. It's about a boy who's a billionaire, and his father is a billionaire, and but he just wants to be, this boy, Joe, Just Bud. He wants to be a regular boy. He wants to be he doesn't want to be a billionaire going to posh schools. He wants, because he gets bullied, so he decides to go to a regular school, and his mother died, and now his father wants a new wife, and he's very angry. His father just does everything for money. Next, we have one of the books I read for school. It's called Jack London's The Call of the Wild. So I'm sure you guys know this. It's a really good book. It's a full version. Let me just say, this story is pretty sad in my opinion, because I feel so sorry for Buck, who's a dog. So there's this dog that there's this dog that has a happy life, but then suddenly gets sold off, and now he's just experiencing misery. But then he meets a wolf and decides that he's a part of the wild. The Call of the Wild is calling him. Yeah. It's a pretty good book, I guess. This is another one of the books that made me cry. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Because, I felt so sad for him when he was getting, beaten. Okay. It's not a book review, but I just want to tell you guys my honest opinions right now. This, for me, isn't really worth buying. It's just... No, don't get this. We got this in National, so story time. We got this in National, and, it was, covered with plastic. And I didn't even get to, open the book. And, it just wasn't worth it. So this is one of the books I got based on their cover. But this is Adventures from the Land of Stories, the Mother Goose Diary. So I heard the Land of Stories was nice, but this is the Mother Goose one. So basically it's Mother Goose, she's just disagreeable. She doesn't like anyone. She doesn't like fairies. She doesn't like princesses. She prefers ogres and dragons. And she shows her life, and when she also met her goose. What was the name of her goose here? Wait, let me find the name of her goose. Lester. Her goose is Lester. She taught him how to fly. I mean, it's funny, I guess, but nothing special. It's by Chris Colfer, by the way. Okay, so this one. I feel excited to show this one to you guys. We have this one. It is Mr. Popper's Penguins, by Richard and Florence Atwater. I believe I pronounced their names correctly. So, this is also one of the times that I just wanted to find new books, and I was like looking over my shelves, and then I found this. So there's a movie of this, I believe. Mr. Popper's Penguins. It's just a very light, cute book of Mr. Popper, who's a painter. In his summer break, he loves reading anything about penguins, Antarctica, anything about that. And he receives a penguin and a she penguin, and they start having babies. And yeah, he tries to live his life with penguins. So it's a very fun, light-hearted book. Did not finish this in a day though, because I was reading this at the same time. No, but I did not read it with this. I just reread this, I meant. Okay. It's a cute book. I recommend this to people who just want to read something light, you know. Okay, I'm pretty embarrassed to be showing this to you guys. But I mean, it's in everything I read in 2023, so don't judge. One of the books I read in 2023 is My Little Pony. I'm not going to tell you why I decided to read this. But there. Tempest Story. She's in My Little Pony the movie, so okay. Nothing to say. Okay, another one of the books I read, since again I was trying to find something new to read, that's why we have this. So, another story. I don't remember if I actually read this last year, but we're adding it. So we have Strider by Beverly Cleary. I have one of her books, Ramona and Her Father. It's just about a stray dog who changes a teenage boy's life. He runs with his owner. Oh, this is not this is not fiction. This is Kashay Sayan, and it's the history of Philippine money. So this is a nice book. I like it. Hello stories. Basically, they even talk about like how to use money properly, and they even talk about like what was the old money in the Philippines back then, which is nice. I like that. I enjoy reading this book. I enjoyed reading this book, and I want to read it again because I learned a lot, especially like how to use money even. But there. Finally, we're going to my favorite. These are like literally my favorite. You guys know this. I book reviewed this one, and it is The Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I finally finished the whole thing from part 1 to part 2, Little Women, Good Wives, last year because I just read part 1. Like, I didn't even finish the whole part 1. I didn't read part 2. So basically, last year I finished the whole book. So, yeah, Little Women. It's nice. It's about 4 poor girls and their lives and their struggles and everything. You can check out my book review of this one. It's nice, and this is one of the books that made me cry. The good ones. Okay, so this is a book that made me cry. This is Cold Hearted by Serena Valentino in her Villains series. I love this, and this was the first book I read in her Villain series, even though the first book is Fairest of All. But anyways, I did a book review of this, my very first book review. Okay, so this is a really good book. It's the backstory or the past of Lady Tremaine and a bit before she went to the Many Kingdoms, or where Cinderella lives, and then after that, like, you know, living with Sir Richard, and then being with Cinderella, and finally becoming evil till she dies, or till she's not alive. I like it. It made me cry because of how like she treated her daughters in the end. I just felt so sorry for her daughters, and I felt sorry for her as well because she really did not like it with Sir Richard. So, Mistress of All Evil. This is book 4. Either this is book 4 or book 3. But we have Mistress of All Evil by Serena Valentino. This is really nice. I like this one. It talks about Maleficent's past, how she felt like when the fairies bullied her, and how she became evil. Why did she curse Sleeping Beauty? And it's really good. I love this. There you go. Poor Unfortunate Souls by Serena Valentino. The story of Ursula. It's hardbound version, and what I like about the hardbound is you can see Vanessa. Vanessa is Ursula's human body. Is the story of Ursula and how did she become evil, and why did she hate Triton as well, and why did she hate Triton and everything, and her story and her past. But this one took me a long time to read. I tried reading it, but then I stopped, and then I continued reading it again. But I read it slowly, and Ursula died. We all know she died in the end. So this is the fairest of all by Serena Valentino, and it's so sad. Like, I felt her grief when she was crying about her husband's death. I like it. I like how she wrote the book, The Queen's Past, and why did she become evil? Evil Queen from Snow White. It's good. I like it. The School for Good and Evil Book 1 and Book 2. I actually already finished Book 3, and I'm so excited to do a book review of that. Okay. First of all, Book 1, it's on Netflix, and it's nice. I watched the Netflix again after reading the book, and they forgot so much stuff, but you know what's fine. Sophie and Agatha are best friends, and they go to the School for Good and Evil, and if you want to survive the fairy tale, you have to live through it. And it's nice. I like it. They learn spells and magic in the School for Good and Evil. They go to the School for Good and Evil, and they have to escape. This is nice. This is the year after Book 1, after they left. So this is the part where it changes everything. So the School for Good and Evil has now turned into the School for Girls and Boys. So it's because of Sophie and Agatha's fairy tale that everything changed. Agatha wants Tedros now. Yeah, Sophie becomes a bit evil here, I guess. Evil, yeah, not a bit. She becomes evil, and there you go. We finished. I thought we'd take a bit longer than this. Yeah. Oh wait, no we're not. No we're not. I'm just gonna show you my favorites. All of these, there are 28 books. But my favorite of 2023, first of all, because for Cold Hearted, I like Little Women. I love this. And it made me like cry for like hours and hours. And it's the sad part that every time I read it, I cry. Go for Good and Evil, Book 1. You can never go wrong with Book 1. And Sophie's lines were good. Harry Potter, Book 1. Harry Potter, Book 1. I like it. Harry Potter, Book 3 is nice. There you go. We finished. I thought we'd take a bit longer than this.